Alright guys, how are you doing tonight? I did say that I would have a video out tonight for you guys, and so the video is a review of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I know it's been out for a little bit here. Was on vacation, did not get a chance to see it right away. Quick note, we'll be seeing If Thursday night, we'll be seeing Strangers Saturday night. So yeah. So those reviews will be out probably over the weekend. Definitely over the weekend. So little brief history. I have seen all the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I've seen them all, and I enjoy mostly all of them. There's little things here and there that I don't really get or understand with some things of like the story and certain things of like the plot and stuff like that. But other stuff I do kind of understand. But I've always kind of liked the Planet of the Apes series. It's one of the, I feel like, underrated series because I know a lot of people know about it, but I don't think a lot of people really they like it, but I feel like a lot of people still think it's underrated a little bit. And it depends on which one you watch, because there's a bunch of them. I personally, if I had to make a ranking list, I would have to go back and probably watch a couple of them to be able to rank them, because I don't really know what would be at the top, what would be at the bottom, because I am a fan of all of them. But the last one I saw was the last one to come out, had Caesar in it. And so I was wondering how they were going to follow it up with, now spoiler alert, if you guys have not seen the last one, Caesar dies. So they open up this movie with like a beautiful shot of kind of the world and kind of like Caesar on like something, and it's burning, and they're honoring him for what he did for all of the apes and how he taught the apes kind of to live with humans side by side. And so they're kind of honoring Caesar in the beginning of the film, and then you kind of get introduced to the three main apes you're going to follow. It's Noah, which is, I think, not directly related to Caesar, but I've kind of knows about him, but doesn't really know about him. And then we have this girl ape and then this boy ape, and I think they're all related. And so you kind of follow them, and they're trying to climb to get these, what do you call them, like bird eggs or whatever, at the beginning of the film. And it's a dangerous climb, and they fall, and then like they're okay though. But then, so like the movie kind of starts slow, because you're just kind of building like what apes you're following, what certain character developments are with those apes, also like kind of where we're going, where the story's going from like the last few films into this film, and then where it's going to go after that. So the pacing is kind of slow at the beginning. The runtime, I do feel like you can't really I don't know. Certain ways you can feel the runtime of this movie, but it's not anything bad. But anyway, you kind of like, the movie kind of starts slow, the pacing kind of builds, you know, you get your characters, you get your ideas introduced, you get all of that stuff introduced. And yeah, so we kind of get to everything we need to get to, and then we introduce what the plot of this film is going to be. So basically, these three apes, Noah, can't remember the other two, go out on a mission to I guess. Well, how we got to get to this first. So these apes are invaded by another set of apes, and then there's a whole human character in here that's part of the story that I'll get into in a minute. But these apes are invaded by like these other evil apes, and these other evil apes are doing it for Caesar. But Caesar's dead, so they're kind of like taking his name and kind of twisting his words and making him kind of the bad guy. But so they do it for Caesar, and then they kind of invade the other apes' village. They kill one of the apes' father, and they take everyone else hostage. So Noah, the one ape, kind of sets out on this journey after his father dies to bring everybody back home to their settlement. And so once you kind of get where we're going with the story, it kind of kicks off. So you get Noah going on this journey, discovering like who these other apes are, what they're doing, what their mission is, all that. And so we kind of get this journey where Noah's going through, and he's trying to find his family to bring them back to the settlement. And so he discovers that within this settlement there are the apes he saw, and then there's someone called what's his name? There's like a big, he's not big, but he's like an evil ape that is like proclaiming he's Caesar. And so he's proclaiming he's Caesar, and he's setting all these ape minions, I guess you can call them, to go out to these settlements and kill other apes, which is the complete opposite of Caesar's message. If you guys have seen the other movies, which his message is apes don't kill other apes, and apes and humans work together side by side. And so there's also this human character named Echo, who we really later find out her name's Maya. And she's kind of a big piece of it because she's following Noah. And the reason she follows Noah is kind of a twist at the end, but she kind of follows Noah because she's hungry at first, and then they meet like this, what's his name? He's a character from the other ones. He's a really old, wise character that knows like all about who Caesar was, his message, kind of everything about that. And they kind of meet this guy, and they go along on this journey, and they bring him with them so he can kind of talk more about the knowledge that he has from knowing Caesar and following his message. So you kind of get that, you kind of get the human element introduced here. And so they go on this journey that is basically to find the other people in the other apes, and there is other humans in the settlement, and kind of bring them back home. And his mother is also the one that gets captured. So the whole movie is about them going to this settlement, running into the evil apes that were saying they were doing it for Caesar, running into the ape that says he's Caesar and that is twisting Caesar's messages, and also kind of a side plot of Noah kind of learning and figuring out how to work side by side with humans, and kind of figuring out Caesar's message more along the way. And also the main part of this is the ape that is pretending to be Caesar is looking to get into a vault that has a book that apparently is full of knowledge that they're not smart enough to get. So they have Noah, who's a very smart ape, and Echo, or Maya, kind of go in and get the vault open to get the stuff. But then it's revealed in the end through this other human character that he's been there for years, and this is kind of the way things are now, and you can't go back in the past. And then he is kind of the one that says that they're going to get, they don't know what's coming to them from the other evil apes. And so like stuff kind of happens to where Maya ends up being someone they can't trust. And the other ape, what's a I can't remember his name. I gotta look it up. But he is the one that says, like, you're gonna put your faith and trust in a human. Don't you know not to trust humans? And she is kind of the one that ends up being the downfall of the whole settlement when she turns on everybody, and she she opens the dam and water comes through and all the apes are kind of drowning, and so she ends up being the one that kind of betrays Noah and betrays like the apes that she was supposed to be working with on her way to find the settlement. And so that's kind of where she comes in and she betrays, and then we get like a final fight scene with Noah and the other ape, and Noah uses like the song to kind of like have the birds follow him, because his father was known as the bird catcher. So he uses the song his father would sing to get the birds, and the birds end up kind of attacking this other ape, and he kind of just falls off a ledge, and then Noah in the end is able to kind of like win that, and then kind of save his people, bring them back to the settlement, and everything is kind of okay from there. Maya, however, is able to get whatever they were looking for and bring it to some research facility so they can kind of reach out to other, I guess you want to say, other humans in the world, and so they're not kind of alone. And I think the next movie is probably going to be something about Noah and maybe a descendant of Caesar, maybe. I don't want to speculate because I always like the way they surprise us with these films. But overall, man, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was another classic in the Planet of the Apes franchise. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and you guys definitely should go see it if you liked all the other ones. Anyway, till the next one, which will probably be this. If will probably be out on Friday. The Strangers will be out on either the weekend or Monday for you guys. But until the next one, peace, love, positivity. I'll see you guys.